Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A husband accused of killing his wife on their honeymoon by negligently driving a golf buggy has argued the vehicle was having electronic issues that caused it to malfunction, as he shared his version of events in court for the first time. Robbie Awad, 32, has pleaded guilty to charges of not wearing a seatbelt and using a mobile phone, but is fighting a single charge of driving without attention prior to the buggy roll that resulted in the death of his wife Marina Hanna, 29, on Hamilton Island, in Queensland's Whitsundays region, on June 20, 2022. During the first day of a hearing at Proserpine Magistrates Court on Thursday, Police Prosecutor Sergeant Lyndon Pollard claimed Awad had performed an illegal U-turn as the couple attempted to return to the resort because the buggy's battery was dying. The prosecution argued Awad was traveling uphill, but made a sharp turn back in the opposite direction, which caused the buggy to flip over. They argued that he should instead have performed the U-turn by first turning into a street on the left-hand side of the intersection. Meanwhile, Awad's defense barrister Philip Bolton SC argued that his client's vehicle was suffering from electronic issues. He was not adequately informed about the vehicle's safety procedures and operations, and that he made what he thought was the safest maneuver given the low-powered state of the buggy. Taking to the witness stand, Mr. Awad told the court the only instructions he received from resort staff about the golf buggy was how to drive it and that Queensland road rules apply, meaning seatbelts must be worn and drink driving is prohibited. He said he was not advised of how to charge the vehicles, what to do if the battery runs out, and had not seen any battery charging areas at the resort site. He also said the vehicle had been driving perfectly fine in the 2 days prior to Ms. Hanna's death. Recalling the day of the accident, Awad said the couple had gone for massages at the resort spa, then decided to head out to get something to eat in town. "We were leaving Qualia Resort, in the buggy. I was driving. I drove toward the exit of Qualia. I waited for the gates to open. We drove out of the gates at 5 or 4 kilometers per hour. Then I pulled out my phone. I had a look at directions. I was looking for directions on how to travel to the marina. My wife said, 'Get off your phone.' I said, 'What is the worst that could happen?' 'No worries,' and I put the phone in my pocket." However, moments later, Awad said he started to notice the buggy was not working properly, so he made the decision to turn around and head back to the resort to either get a new one or have a staff member give them a lift to a restaurant. "As we started going up the hill, the buggy started to slow down. I would estimate it was traveling less than walking speed. A very slow walk," he said. "By the time I got to the top of the hill, it was barely moving. Once I got to the intersection, I could see it was very steep and I couldn't see around the bend. I looked straight and saw there were no cars. The buggy was moving 1 meter every 2 seconds, so I drove the buggy into the flattest part." Awad said, despite having his foot on the accelerator, the buggy was moving very slowly, but then suddenly kicked into action and accelerated as he was making the turn. "As I was accelerating, I was moving the steering wheel, but because the buggy wasn't moving, I ended up doing full turns. Then I heard vroom and the buggy accelerated very quickly," he said. "I started to have the thought, oh, the buggy might tip over. But by the time I could have finished the thought, it had already tipped over." Awad said he had made the decision to perform the U-turn where he did because it seemed like it was the flattest area in that section of road and he was struggling to power the vehicle up the slope. He said the accident took place within 5 to 6 seconds over the space of 3 meters and he did not have the chance to apply the brakes. However, Sergeant Pollard argued the entire intersection was on an incline and there were no flat areas, and because the vehicle did not completely stop, he had the means to complete the U-turn properly. "As you have done the U-turn, why didn't you take your foot off the accelerator as it started to accelerate?" Mr. Pollard asked. Awad responded, "I didn't have a chance. It went from ohm.